Boom, there we go. Look at that. I even remembered to unmute myself. Welcome. This is July 26th, 2022. I don't know why I said 2020. It was 2022. If you're watching live, thanks for joining us. Let me know where you're from. How's the weather? We got sun here. After, it looked like a dreary morning, we got some sun here. So it's great to see that. If you're watching this on the replay, hey, thanks for watching Team Replay. Let us know what Team Replay they're here. Today's episode, Tuesday, Todd, we're going to talk all things promotional items. Now, this is something that can change the way you do business. It can open up more doors than you can believe is possible. And it really doesn't take a whole lot of effort when done correctly. Now, there's a lot of sides to it. I tried playing around with it, and that's exactly what I did. Played around with it because I didn't know what the hell I was doing a couple of years ago. It was very confusing to me because there were so many choices, so many things to go through that I gave up. I just knew was not my 100% focus. So if it's not my 100% focus, what does it mean? I'm not giving it 100% focus, and kind of fell by the side. So we would do stuff here and there, nowhere near what we should be doing. Because frankly, it scared me. It scared me to lose money again on jobs that I quoted out because I wasn't sure what I was doing. I thought I had something in there, and then I got hit with this little thing called shipping that I didn't realize was there. And shipping can make or break you if you don't know your pricing correctly. Luckily, I didn't lose my ass a whole ton, but it was one of those things that I said, until I'm more confident in what I'm doing and have a better understanding, I'm not doing it. And so, which led us to now 2022. We met a fellow OSG member at ASI Chicago face to face, and she is amazing at promo. She kills it at promo. If she was a dragon slayer, promo would be the dragon. She would slay it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. She would definitely kill it. And so I asked, hey, is this something you can help me learn? I would love to work with you. I'd love to work for you, to say, hey, help me through this. And of course, hey, that's all you have to do is ask, right? Because I know where I was in that situation. I didn't really sure what I was doing or how I was doing it. I just knew there was some people out there that had a better understanding of than I did. And so that's what you do. When you don't know what you do, you ask. Find those that can help you better yourself, better your business, and she can definitely help us do that. And with that, we're able to offer those same products to you so you can do the same to your customers. So it's a triple win right there. Your customers win by getting amazing products. You win because you get to sell to your customers and really not have much effort in it. And we win because, hey, there's a sale. So everybody wins in this. There's no real downfall to it at all, other than not doing it. So we'll bring Jen in from Lucky Dog Promo shortly. Like I said, I need to know what is going on with you, your cups, all of that fun stuff. No, we do cups in the morning. This week, let me give you some updates on stuff. We are going to be, before Corey heads down to sweat and hopefully not die in Texas, where it is 157 degrees, I think. It's ridiculously hot down there and melting. She's headed down there for TumblerCon. We're going to have all orders through today that were placed and paid for. I'm going to have shipped out by tomorrow. I've tried to stay on top of it as much as I can because I don't want to be stressed out once she is gone. Typical turnaround time on DTF transfers is now 3 to 5 days. So that means anything that is ordered tomorrow, which is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, will be out before next Monday. So I'm really going to do my best to get it out sooner than that. But everything's been about 3 days now that we're getting out. There are some other projects that come in, some rush jobs, and that's why that 3 days is about standard where it's at. So we're staying on top of that. She's going to be gone. I have already found out where shipping supplies are. I know where to reach for things. I know where to look for things. We just sat down with her to see where things might run out of between now and the end of the week so I could order those because, man, last time was a crazy mess. I remember just picking up pieces of paper and writing thank you notes on them and balling it up and putting it in there, stuffing. I had packaging material and peanuts that I wrote stuff on. It was horrible because I didn't know where stuff was and I wanted to cry because I would not prepare myself for it. So this time I am going into this prepared. I'm ready for battle. Shipping is going to be slayed this time. I'm not taking no for an answer. I am going to kill it. I'm pumping myself up if you can't tell because I'm scared shitless because it's something that I don't do. I can do it, yeah, but now at least I have way better preparing because I know where things are for it. So we're doing great on that. Rest of this week, tomorrow morning, we have Morning Mindset at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then Thursday, we are doing another DTF bundle drop. That bundle drop is going to be back to school. So we got a back to school bundle drop that we will be doing. It's Thursday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then Friday with Morning Mindset. And that's the end of the month, right? Because next Monday is the 1st already, 1st of August. There's kids that are starting back to school on Monday. Where did the summer go, right? As we're complaining that it could be 105, it'll be -5 very, very shortly. I'm not ready for it. I need to move south. That's what I'm going to do. So we'll check in, and then we're going to bring some people in and see how everybody's doing. What's up, Chuck? Good to see you from rainy Florida. I know St. Louis is got hammered with some rain. They got something like 12 inches of rain in 9 hours. It was crazy. Darren, hi to you as well. And Kelly, hi there. And Edward, how are you? 107 in Springfield, Missouri. Woo! That's crazy. I've considered adding a magnetic aluminum business card in every new order once I design the cards. That's not a bad thing. Remember the cost of return on that. You know, what's it costing to make that? What's it costing? Oh, that's something, Jen, as you're in the green room. That's something we didn't really discuss either, was self-promo, right? That's something else we didn't discuss. So that we should put that on our short list too. Curtis, what's going on? Eric, how are you doing? Facebook user, FU, because I don't know who you are. That's Facebook user, not like FU, like that guy. Like FU, I don't know who you are. StreamYard and Facebook don't always play nicely together. So the way that we can combat that is if you head over to this link here, oursuccess.group/Facebook, give StreamYard permission, then we'll be able to see who you are. If you don't want to do that, the other option is you can just head over to fatdadlive.com or liveosg.com. Those links will take you over to our YouTube channel, and then we'll be able to see you there. If you don't want to do that and you want to stay on Facebook, that's fine by me too. FU. That's what you're going to be. You're just FU because I don't know who you are. I mean, there's multiple ones over here. You're all FUs because I don't know who you are. So we got that. Marvin, good evening to you. It has been a while. You are. Look at that. I see who you are. So we're good there. Michelle, your service with DTF is awesome. Thank you, Todd and Corey. Corey's finishing up shipping stuff right now because, hey, I'm working her to the bone until she gets out of here. Patrick, hey, how are you? Look at that. I'm on the phone. Patrick, give me some info on when we can talk DTV. Is it still not first week of August, second week of August? Are we going to be good on that second week? Because the second would be Tuesday, 7 days from that. So it would be that following Monday. Is that when the release is happening? So we could talk about it. Let me know on that. Ooh, Eric, 95. Hot ball of sun in lower Pacific Canada. Heat wave for us currently. I bet because it is not usually 95 up there, is it? Not by any means. Vicky, good evening to you. All right. So I think without further ado, we bring in the Dragon Slayer herself, Jen from Lucky Dog Promo. Let's bring her in there. Hey, Jen, look at you. All excited. Are you ready for this? I gotta unmute you. There we go. Hey, look. There you are.
I'm not a Dragon Slayer.
You are a Dragon Slayer. You are. You are. Ooh, look, I can talk about DTV August 2nd after 1 p.m. Eastern. And technically I have a Tuesday with Todd on August 2nd. So I could be one of the first ones to talk DTV out there. This sounds, Patrick, that's a week from today, right? I think we might have to talk later this week because that's a good thing to talk about.
Is Patrick our secret friend?
Yes. And they have a new product coming out, DTV, direct to vinyl, that you're able to. I don't know how much I can talk about it. I need better clarification what I can talk about, Patrick, so I don't spill the beans too much. But it's going to be an amazing new product. We got some over here that I'm staring at, and I can't wait to show it off. So yeah, we got that going for us.
I'm ready to hear all about the DTV. I really, really, really want to learn about it.
I like learning in general. I think even if what I learn a lot is when I don't want to do something. You know, like, I know I need an embroidery machine. I want one to be able to do stuff, but I don't want one. Like, there's way too much of that. There's a friend once told me there's a lot of shitty embroidery in the world, and I 100% believe that because people don't know what they're doing. So, you know, I don't want to be that person. I just want to
tell us about it, Eric. I know Eric's out there. Tell us about all the shitty embroidery in the world.
It very well could be. And did you see this little comment? Come on, you got a package coming.
Yay! I'm so excited.
And I think Brian has a package for me that he should have already. So it's like a package trio there. I sent him one, he's sending you one, you sent me one. This works out well. And he tells me I don't want an embroidery machine. I do. And the only reason I want one is so I have a better understanding of how not to screw my embroiderer on the jobs, to learn it, to have it, pet projects here and there. I don't need, there's an embroidery machine going to happen in 2023.
I don't need an embroidery machine because I have Brian on my team.
Right? See, and that's what you have.
Actually, let's segue into that. Okay. You don't need an embroidery machine because you have Brian on your team.
That
but
is
you
true.
might not need to worry about promo because you have Todd and Jen on your team.
That is an amazing segue there, Jen.
It's called working smarter, not harder.
That is.
And let me say one thing, and then I'll let you take over and you can lead the conversation, is that working smarter, not harder from an apparel decorator, t-shirt side hustle. I mainly do cups and sublimation or heat pressing. Time is money. You talk about it all the time, Todd. Time is money. And then when you look at, we're going to start talking about promo products. And I know one of the first things that people who decorate, they're going to say, how do I add another thing to my list? Because I'm already, this takes time. I've got these transfers, I got to cut the transfers. I got to order the apparel. I got to get the apparel. I got to lay it out. I got to QC the apparel. I got to press it. I got to fold it. I got to box it, and I got to get it to my client. How do I add another thing?
Exactly.
This is where you add another thing. You don't touch it at all. And all you do is they make the money off of it. It's called diving down. It's called diving down into your client base. So I'm going to let you take it from there.
I don't think I could have said it better myself. I've always felt, your plate's only so big and you're not fat like me. So you're not going to go get a second plate. You're going to have your plate. When it's full, it's full. And so what happens when you start adding more stuff to that? Well, now your corn's getting mixed with your potatoes. And some people don't mind that while other people are not having it. And so you got to decide, well, I might not be able to take as much on as what I need, is what I want to, because I just don't have enough room. You got this focus circle. There's only so big. And once you start adding that to it, your focus becomes less and less. And that's where I was with promo not too long ago, where my focus wasn't on it. So I didn't do it well. I didn't do it good. And what did I do? I just stopped doing it. There was certain clients that would ask for stuff and I would go out and find it, and I would lose jobs because I was bidding stuff ridiculously more than what they could get it for. And it was because I needed to make money too. And the main reason is I didn't have any promo experience to know where to go, somebody to go through. And that's where, when I met Jen and started talking promo, I'm like, holy shit, there's a lot of stuff that I think we can work together on. And this is something that to me is amazing. So I think what we'll do, Jen, is do you want to how do you want to do this? Do you want to recap Chicago, new stuff that we saw there first? Do we want to talk about promo first? Where do you want to go?
Well, I think what I will say is that in the promo industry, there are a few buying groups. And then there are smaller buying groups, just like there's OSG for mastermind group. There's buying groups, there's networking groups, but to pay to play to get into promo, someone says, I can find that on Alibaba. That's like the nails on a chalkboard to me. Yeah, you can find anything you want on Google. You really can. The thing about being part of ASI, which stands for the Advertising Specialty Institute. I am actually, which it's a trumped up way to say I've got a credential. It doesn't mean a lot. But I'm an MASI, which means that I have done the credentialing and the testing to be a master ASI distributor. It means that I know enough about the entire industry to be dangerous. That's all it means. But I get to use the letters behind my name. But ASI stands for Advertising Specialty Institute. And basically what it is a giant way to curate thousands and thousands and thousands of distributors and suppliers and bring them together so that when you need to find something and you need to find something for a specific price, you're trying, or a specific color, specific anything, you can dive down into that. You can find the distributor that you need, and that by being part of ASI, that means that you get to get it. And the thing about having a side hustle or, just an apparel decorating is that people don't want to have to pay to play, but they want to have quality products to give to their clients, things that when they order, they don't have to worry about, the logo's going to come off or the thing is going to break in 3 seconds. Part of being part of ASI is having reputable vendors to go to consistently. And when you're a side hustle, you're a small business, you're trying to focus on apparel and decorating, and you want to offer things, that expense just isn't always something that's in your financials right now. So that's where Todd and I are ready to kind of come in, and we can partner with you, and we can help you be able to add this thousands and thousands of possibilities. Because literally when you look at the ASI database of products that are out there, well, let's get real. Do you want a condom with your logo on it? Yeah. That's how deep it is. And that was a pun. You can literally get anything with your logo on it. It can be a custom. It can be bespoke. It can be cheap Chinese plastic shit. Mm-hmm. Promo is not always cheap plastic Chinese shit. Yeah, is it sometimes cheap Chinese plastic shit? Yeah. And that's kind of a joke for people in my market, is that, yeah, we do sell that stuff. And yeah, people do want it. And yeah, clients of the people who are selling want it, but there's a lot more to promo than cheap Chinese plastic shit.
And that was one of the things that we talked about was, people, when you think promo, a lot of them, that's what I think, is that cheap Chinese plastic throwaway stuff, and that's there. But there is so much more to it. I mean, there's some really super high-end products that are out there. And
well, what happened is that Todd is asking me about promo, and he's like, I need to learn. And I said, well, the best place for you to learn about promo is to meet me in Chicago. And well, there's one in Fort Worth, there's one in Orlando, and there's one in Chicago, 3 different times of the year. But basically what ASI does is they put on a big show. They bring everybody that, wants to be part of the trade show. I said, join me, walk the floor with me. Todd wasn't able to make it for Education Day. Hopefully next year he will join me, because there's some really good speakers. I learned a lot of really great stuff there. But there were something like 900 different kinds of vendors, all types, shapes, sizes, and experience levels, because we actually schooled a guy.
We did.
He was a great young kid. He had a, and we'll show you in a second, but he had a great product. And I think it's going to make a little splash on the promo market. But, he had just basically come out of product development. He had this thing, and he got a booth, and he came, and he had his dad with him. But basically Todd and Renee joined us. We walked the floor, and they got to learn about promo from my perspective. And I think that it was beneficial. Was it beneficial?
No, 100%. Because I think that the last time I went, that's when I didn't know much about promo, and it got so overwhelming, because that show, if I remember, was probably, I bet, at least half as big, twice as big. It was bigger than what the one was here. And it seemed like every row I went down was, there's more koozies, there's more flags, there's more canopies. And this time it wasn't nearly that. So,
well, part of that's COVID. I mean, part of that was COVID. It was actually bigger this year than it was last year. And I did go last year. It was the first time back since everything opened. But honestly, it's only a 2-day show. The floor is only open for 2 days. And I spent every moment of both days going down those aisles so that I had an idea what to show you guys and just finishing it up myself. And in no way did I even scratch the surface, because honestly, I've seen a lot of koozies and I've seen a lot of plastic cups. Are those things that are like the top 10 of things to sell? Yeah. I mean, they're consistently always used. I mean, is a plastic cup, and I'm pointing to Todd's row behind his head. Think about that, guys. You probably have 1,000,010 of those, but how long do they live in your cabinet? When you look at a logo from the promo perspective, that's called an impression. When you look at the industry, it's called an impression. How many impressions can a product give you over its lifetime versus its cost?
Okay.
The cost of an impression for a cup. Now let's just say you're going to sell the cup to the client for $1.50. Some of those cups are going to live, or they have lived in my cabinet for years. They get used every time the dishwasher is run. They're in there. So that's thousands and thousands of impressions, subliminal sometimes, but intentional others, because they just, they could become part of your, that's an on the border cup. It's an on the border cup, thousands. So when you divide 1,000 impressions by $1.50, it's like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing for the impressions. So that's how promo considers logos. The logo is an impression. Every time someone I'm backwards. Every time someone sees our logos on our apparel, that's an impression. And so t-shirts, cups, hats or caps, whatever you want to call them, koozies, those are all big players in the promo market, and they're a great return on investment for the people that sell them, and they're a great return on investment for the people that buy them. And it's helping you dive down into your clients now is making money. We're going to teach you how to make money without touching the stuff. All you're doing is you're ordering, it's getting shipped to your clients, and you're making the markup. That's it.
Yeah. And I think that's the big thing there, is that you're making, now you're not going to make crazy great money. You can, but you've got minimal effort in it. That's the big thing. You don't have to source the product. You don't have to print the product. All you have to do is, here's the template, put the stuff on it, and then send it in. And then the rest is taken care of. And that's where I really found it at, because like, we'll use koozies, for example. You can buy koozies cheap. We all know this. You can buy koozies cheap, bring them in, you can decorate them two sides and that. But one thing that I'm almost positive, unless you're cutting and sewing, which then if you're sewing up, getting them flat there's a lot of labor in this, right? There's a lot of labor in koozies. When you're using different transfers, when you're using different methods for it, there's a lot that goes into it. If you're pressing, you got two presses, one on each side if you're doing it that way. You're not doing a bottom, that's one that you're going to sew. And if you are doing the bottom, it's one you're sew. There's more labor in sewing it on there. But we can get those koozies in quantities as low as 100 to you for $1.50. And you can sell that to your customer for, $2, right? So if you're making 50 cents a koozie off 100 koozies, you made $50 and you really don't have to do anything. So, I mean, there's great money in it with not a lot of effort on it. So I think that's something to think about there, where this is an add-on and upsell. If you already have the client base, if you've even sold to one business, you've helped that business out. You've created those impressions for them by making shirts, hats, whatever. And now here's an opportunity for you to help them get seen even more by offering some of this stuff. And there are so many niche products that are there. We saw, I think one of the coolest things that I seen there at ASI was, remember the water jugs with the dog bowl on the bottom of them?
Yes.
I'm getting
a random sample of that. Oh, here's some more promo speak. I'm going to throw that in there real quick as we talk. A spec sample. A spec sample is something that if you're not doing for your clients when you're doing apparel or decorating, then you're missing the boat. For example, a spec sample is something with a logo on it. Could be your logo, which would be a self-promo spec sample, or it could be a thank you gift. For example, one of my largest clients is a golf course restaurant, kind of a country club, but everybody gets to go type thing. Ordered a bunch of uniforming. I did all their polos. I did their groundskeepers, performance sun shirts and all the things. And I'm like, you know what? This is several $1,000 order. I threw in 2 Nike caps, one for the main purchaser and one for the head guy. Same logo, Nike performance caps, so that they had a high, why can I not think today? A high perceived value because it's performance. It's got a brand name on it. Had him stitch the logo, embroider the logo, threw it in. They called me the same day and they're like, we want 150 Nike caps, not cheapies. So it turned around because I spent wholesale, because it was my cost, because I spent wholesale $15 on an embroidered cap. It turned around, and that wasn't the only time they've ordered 150. They turned around 3 months later and ordered another 150. And from at this point, I probably sold $10,000 worth of Nike caps to this one place because I threw in 2 caps.
Well, you were telling me it was the coats, or the coat that you did for the guy that now you see all the time.
For example, there's another apparel company out there called Vasa Apparel. The person that started Vasa Apparel was a Nordstrom buyer before she did her own company, and so all of their apparel is very corporate chic. It's very Mercer and Metal from Sanmar, or it's very slick, it's tailored, it's nice. I decided that one of my commercial real estate guy who found me my space I'm in now, he's been very supportive of my business. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna send him something from this line with his logo on it, because, I just need to say thank you. He's been amazing. So I sent it to him. He turned around. He was like, I need one of these for all my clients for Christmas. It cost me $40 with shipping, maybe, to send him a laser. It was a laser engraved decoration. And you don't see a lot of that in the decorating market where we're at so much, because you can't press it, and if you don't have a laser, a lot of people don't have access to their own laser. And so laserable apparel is still kind of with the big decorators, but it was something he hadn't seen. He loved it, and he turned right around and again, I didn't have to do a lot of work for these, because guess what? I'm letting the apparel company with their own decorating department decorate it for me. All I did was make the markup. And that's the beautiful thing about promo, is because so much of these things, could you do it yourself? Sure. Do you have to? No. Make the money. Just make the gravy money. Are there things where it's absolutely great to do your own production? And yes, I do my own production here in my shop, but if it's more than 72 pieces, unless it's somebody that I really need a control timeline for, or I really want to, it's just somebody that is really important to me, and I need to make sure that I have everything T's crossed, I's dotted, I'll do it here. But if it's over about 72 pieces, I'm jobbing that stuff out. It doesn't make any sense for me to turn on my press and to waste I shouldn't say waste my time. That's not a good way, but my time is worth money.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how much my time costs me, and I can get somebody else's time for cheaper. So That's the beautiful thing about promo, is that for the most part, somebody else's time is probably cheaper than yours.
Well, and that's something that we talked about was, when I looked up there when we were at ASI, and we were looking at a couple different vendors, and some of those timelines have really come down. Some of the minimums have really come down, because when I was
COVID did that.
there was, it was tough to find something, under 500 pieces, under 1,000 pieces and stuff, and to find stuff that you weren't going to get back for, 6 to 12 weeks. And that's where I got very lost and very confused. And that was one of the surprising things to see was, oh yeah, you just need one. Yeah, we can just need one. You need a dozen. Yep, we can do that, and we can have it in 2 weeks.
Premium products in the last 5 years or so, before COVID, this started to happen, is that premium products, like, for example, Yeti hit the market, about 5 or 6 years ago. They hit hard. Stainless steel, double walled, it all hit there became a real call in the promo industry for premium products. And what happens is when people do premium products as a promo, usually they're not doing 500 of those. Sometimes they're not even doing 50 of those. And so and there are vendors out there you can absolutely get these premium products with the brand names on them, and then with your promo logo on them for the promo industry. But they started offering minimums of one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we looked at the Terrytown had the cape with the hat on it. It was a full sub. It was a 60 by 80 Sherpa, heavy duty, beautiful full sub blanket. You can just get one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think where I lost my train of thought is spec sample is something that you do with somebody else's logo on it.
Okay.
A self promo is something that you do with your logo on it so that you can push it out there to show people how cool it is, and that you're promoting yourself. So therefore it's a self promo. If you're ordering, if you see something, you think it's amazing, we can get samples of it that might have been done, and they would have somebody else's logo because they've done it. So they've got samples of it in the factory. So we can show it to our clients, and they can touch it, they can feel it, they can see it, they can look at the right color. It just might not be their logo. That's called a random sample. And pretty much anything that you can dream up and you want to see or you need, and you have a client that's pretty serious. I mean, do you order random samples for just anything? No. This is somebody that's a qualified lead already. They have something very specific in mind for a specific event, for a specific promotion that they're trying to do. And they just would feel more comfortable if they saw it. Mm-hmm. That's when you do a random sample. And you we call up the factory for you, and we're like, I don't know, I'm looking at our list now. Vicki would like to see a pizza cutter.
Ooh, yeah, we'll
send her a pizza cutter.
Let's see what we've
been talking, and we haven't even been looking at what people have been saying.
So Edward, he has an order for 3 pet memorials. I'm considering adding a Christmas ornament of each pet to the order at no cost. Would that be a type of promo showing another product I make? So I'm torn on this one because yes, it would be a type of promo because you are showing the product. But if you're sending each pet also as an ornament, then you're already giving them that. So why would they order from it? So that's the thing here.
Don't cut off your nose to spite your face at this point.
Yep. And then he follows it up with, so promos are basically your logo and contact information on different substrates. To me, it's either my logo for our business, your logo for your business, or your client's logo for their business. So, and it doesn't always have to be business logo stuff. One of the things that we came across was the tech stickers, the keyboard stickers. Where there's a lot of things for schools like these, where these are like, if you look at the I heart the paw, those are our key tags, that go on a keyboard. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with this.
You were talking about the keyboard.
Yep. There's a lot of different things that you can go with it.
I think this one is the space bar.
Yep, and that's the space bar.
I'm not used to being in backwards.
It's so ton of it, it can just be, it doesn't have to always have their logo on it. So that's something to
or if you're talking about the business, meaning we are businesses ourselves, to consumer, which is a lot of people like for Ed, Smoky Visions Crafts, Edward. If it could be an event like a bridal shower. It could be a wedding. It could be a family reunion. It could be, and all these promo products can also
I haven't opened it yet.
don't, because you will eat the whole jar.
But like this promo, you know,
That's promo.
Bunt cakes, you know, things like this, promo items that you wouldn't think of, and that's where you can very easily get lost on. And you know, Vicky had here, you know, how do you know when to add a new product? I'm currently doing that now, but just me, and I can't get my head around all that and doing shows. I was there, Vicky, and that's why I didn't do promo, because I didn't have the time to focus on it. I didn't have the time to do it well. And that's why I sought out Jen. You know, it wasn't like I was like, oh, I'm going to work with her. We got to talk, and I'm like, holy shit, she has way more knowledge than I could ever have on this. I am going to be a sponge and soak up as much as she's willing to give. And I said, there's a lot of things that we can do, because I know a lot of people in my same position where they want to get into it, but you know, like here, like with Darren, you know, I like decorating, but and I've wanted to get into the promo side. I've looked at the ASI a few times, but I don't have that client base. How would I go about learning it or finding a mentor? That's us now, Darren. That's us. Because that's what we're trying to do, is pass those savings on to you so you can give them to your customers without that monthly incurrence for you to do it. Now, if we can build you up enough and you're like, hey, I can do this on my own, that's awesome, you know. But a lot of times people will get into it and they'll pay the money and they don't know what they're doing. They get frustrated with it. It's not going to work. It's not there. And then that's where they say they just end it. So we're able to help you with that. With that being said, one of the things that we're going to start doing is showcasing products. We're going to do monthly of different bundles and that, like we know school's coming up. We just talked about this shortly, of the different items that you can offer schools for their school spirit wear. You know, between the pom-poms, the cowbells, those textile stickers for the keyboards and that, the compressed shirts, you know, there's a lot of stuff that you can offer where you don't have to touch it. That, yes.
These come in all different kinds of sizes. They can be absolutely custom. They're stamped. They're like road signs, so they're aluminum, but they can be stamped with school mascots. They can be locker size. They can be like kids' bike license plate size. I could see this all over the place, sold like, I mean, in place of like a pennant, where kids used to have pennants, you know, now they've got, well, for us, it's Bulldog. It's lapel Bulldogs. Go Bulldogs. But, you know, Bulldog Avenue.
Yeah. And that's the thing. A lot of this stuff you wouldn't think about because you're not in it, right? The newest trends, the newest things like that. If you're not following this, you know, sometimes almost on a daily basis, you miss stuff because you don't catch it or you find out about it too late. And that's
well, here, I'm going to throw this in there.
Here she goes.
We've talked about this before. This is called a stuffed tee. And then, can you see that?
Yep.
There's the t-shirt. There's the
there's
hole.
t-shirt.
This was made for a Jim Beam bottle for a campaign promotion, like say for Christmas, they want to sell a bottle of Beam, and it goes right on the bottle like that, and it's packaged like that where they can buy the booze and the t-shirt at the same time. I have a local distillery that I do stuff for, and I'm like, we do the t-shirt, we add it to the bottle, I get to make money, they get to make more money, it looks cool on their shelf. This is amazing. But the thing about these stuffed tees is that they can do them in any shape. They have like 100 stock shapes, fish, bottles, dog bones. I mean, just think of any popular shape. They're there. Bananas, you know, I mean, I'm trying to pull them off my, here. No, I had it. It's like I laid all this stuff out so I would have it in place, and now I don't know where they're at. But you take this and you know, you could do your spirit wear in the shape of my Bulldog. And then they have a little piece of paper and it would have the lapel Bulldog logo on it. But the nice thing about stuffed tees is that stuffed tees will print the t-shirts for you if you don't want to touch them. But let's just say that you do want to touch them. You want to do the tees. There's something very specific, or maybe, you know, I don't know why you would want to do your own teas, but if you do, they'll take your teas and they'll stuff them for you. So you could do it both ways. You could not even touch it, make money, or you could touch it and still make money. It just depends on, how invested you are with your time. But somebody's got to buy this stuff tea because, well, I mean, I know my distillery is going to buy that. That's why I got this specific sample at the show, because I wanted to take it, because I've been talking to them about it. I find these ideas, I find these new things. I go to these shows and I find the ideas, and then my brain is like for 2 or 3 weeks. And so I have to write all this stuff down, and the clients that I have, and then, they've been interested in my idea, but I didn't actually have one to show them. And that's where if I had it more together and they were more serious about this campaign at the time, and considering we're rolling into the end of the year and into holidays, so it was time to get this to them, I would have called up Stuffed Teas and I would have said, I need a random sample of the bottle tea. But I got one, and so I'm going to take it and I'm going to plop it on a bottle of it's called 317 vodka. I'm going to wouldn't this make a great thing? Or, one of their bourbon bottles. I'm like, wouldn't this be great? And you sell your bourbon and their t-shirt for $75. I don't know how much the bourbon is, but it's kind of pricey. But, make it fun. And then you have a billboard. Somebody's going to wear your billboard all the time. Wear your billboard because it's going to be a cool t-shirt.
Yeah, there's so many ideas for it, and that's where it does feel overwhelming with it. And
actually,
and what you got?
So here's another one of the coolest things from the show this year. It's a brand new in promo. They advertised it as a cooler that's made with the exact same technology as that one that's called after an abominable snowman. Mm-hmm. Which is the way that you get around cease and desist from using our product to advertise your product. Because people get salty when you plagiarize their stuff. But this is, let me see if I can get it.
Yes.
It doesn't look very big, but it's big. It holds a case, at least a case of beer or drinks or bottles. It is a remote control, drive it around cooler. Mm-hmm. It has lights, so it's got headlights, and it also has a Bluetooth speaker built into it, so you can be blaring your tunes or whatever tunes that you want for your event. But let's say my distillery goes to a fair and they're promoting, they can. Well, I guess alcohol is bad because you can't just drive alcohol around, but you could drive your alcohol around and you could just drive your cooler.
A private event, a tasting. Here it is.
Yeah, you can drive your cooler right up to your clients and say, have a beer. I think if I remember right, it's a minimum of one. You only need to sell one. And the biggest one, there was a Zamboni one. There's like a quad one. There's actually a little trailer that goes on there so you can take 2 cases of beer. There's the Zamboni. There's the truck. Looks like a dump truck one. There's several of them anyway. Mm-hmm. But totally, I got so excited I lost my friend. Oh, you only have to buy one? It's less than $300.
Yeah.
Decorated. I'm like, my mind is so blown. I'm like, I'm going to sell one of these. I already know who's buying it. Know who's buying it because when I take it and I get excited about it, they'll get excited.
Well, and that's the thing is, who your current customers are. And once you have those, you start seeing products that would work for them. And that's where a lot of the light bulbs go off and gears start clicking because you're able to do it. What do we got here? Currently I'm focused on pet memorials and glass cutting boards, sublimation only. I'm looking to give veterinarians and local cremation place samples of the pet memorials. And see, there's so, pets are a huge market. And on the promo side, there's so much stuff that you can offer where you don't have to touch it. Because like here with Edward, that's the sticker ID. I do not think I can do those with the equipment I have. You don't need any equipment. You don't need any equipment at all. All of this stuff.
That's the whole point of all this.
Yeah. You don't have to do it.
You don't need the equipment. You sell it. That's it.
Yep.
You don't touch it. You sell it and you deliver it. That's it. It's that easy.
Yeah.
It's that easy.
And that's the thing is, it is super simple, super easy to do because there is no equipment involved. All you have to do is sell. That's all you have to do is sell the job on it. What's Darren got here? My gym owner has a promo business with a focus towards fitness. I've tried to learn as much as I can from him, but he's secretive. I've watched him go from his basement to closing his gym. Hey, Darren, that's where we're here to help you because we can give you the information on it, and all you have to do is sell. And that's where there's plenty of people in my business where I have walked through printing on the VersaCam. Here's everything with it, and I got them to a point where they were a great customer, spending hundreds or thousands a month, and then they were to a point where, hey, we're going to get our own. And I knew that day was coming. I helped them get to there. But guess who I have now? I have a network of people when I need stuff outside of there that can help me out with it. And we're running the same thing with DTF. When we can help others, and that's what we're here to do, is to help you just get that foot in the door to be able to get these products out to people.
Here's the thing about promo, and Darren brings up a really good point. There are some people in promo that are extremely paranoid. They're extremely secretive. No, they don't want you to know this. They don't want you to know how easy it is because they're afraid that you're going to come in and steal their client, or you're going to come in and get your foot in their market. Here's the thing about promo. It is $1 billion times $1 billion times $1 billion a year industry. I could quote some things. I just got some numbers, but it's huge. Just in some of the categories, it's massive. I have been doing promo in my local market for 12 years here. There are people that I know very well, and I've never bumped into them. Ever. It's because it can be so diversified. Some people might only sell to fitness events, like your friend Darren. It could just be maybe he does fun runs and CrossFit tournaments or karate tournaments or jujitsu tournaments. And they're doing promo and apparel and signage and all the things for these specific types, very niche market kinds of events. There can be people that only service like the wedding industry. They're only doing hotels and event centers and all the things and helping them with their promo for their events. There's people that my niche industry, I am very, very locally civically minded. I'm very active in my chamber. I do lots of stuff for women-owned businesses, small businesses, helping them create marketing and promo plans, plan their dollars, how they're spending it, getting a good return on investment on their money. I just don't bump into people. And so I don't understand really why people can be so paranoid, because this pie is so big. There's something in there for everybody. If you've got the gumption and you're willing to go out and hoof it, find the people, get your clients and sell them, then it's endless the amount of money you can make. And which also goes to say, let's just say you're selling to the school. You started selling them t-shirts. You started selling 25 t-shirts, and now maybe you're doing their fall football spirit wear campaign. What aren't you selling them? That's what you need to think about. What aren't you selling them? Are you selling them their mascot sign? Are we throwing it into their web store? Are we using our free Equid? We throwing in a sign? Because they don't have to necessarily commit to pre-purchasing that. Basically, we look at a minimum and we're like, okay, this is 100-piece minimum. And let's say, for example, your school has 1,400 kids in it. chances are you're going to sell 100 of those. So you put a little blurb on your store that says, in the event that we don't meet the minimum, which then also gives people the urgency that if they really want it, they're going to order it. If we don't meet the minimum, we'll refund your money.
That's a great tip.
Offer it.
That's a great tip,
Offer
because
it.
I think that scares a lot of people when they're web stores are great for that, to try out a product. If it's working, great, and if it's not, and that's what you tell them. Hey, if we're not able to meet the minimums, we'll refund it back. Here's what we need for it, and then let them know.
We're gonna dive down into the football, the PTA, whatever it is. We're gonna sell them their mascot sign. How about some cowbell?
Mm-hmm.
How about some cowbell for those football Friday night lights? We can sell the cowbell to your PTA for less than, let's say, $3.50, $4 delivered with shipping and everything. Then you can mark it up. You can sell your cowbell to them for $5 or $6. So if they order 100, then there's 100, 150, 200 for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can turn around and easily sell a large cowbell. And you can't see how big, but the large 6-inch normal size cowbell, they can sell those for $10 all day on Friday night when they're playing the local rival and they want to drive them batshit crazy.
Yep.
Cowbell all over the place.
Yep. There's so many opportunities for this.
If you're not diving down, if you're not asking your clients what they need, and clients can be any clients. They don't have to be, a corporation. Mm-hmm. People have needs. And if you don't ask them what they need, if you don't ask them what they've got planned, if you don't try to anticipate what they want, this is what they want. What you need to think about in terms of your business right now is not just selling people things. And that's what I think about all the time in regards to promo and anticipating needs and knowing my clients, is that I'm not in this to be a salesman, because as much as you might think that I sound like a salesman right now, I suck at sales. I mean, like, I blow hard at sales. There were real salespeople that can look at me and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh, because she is not a salesperson. I solve problems.
Mm-hmm.
Do I solve problems to the extent that I've got a kidney in a cooler and I'm out there saving lives? Nope. This is just promo. It's just t-shirts. It's just fun stuff. But I'm solving their problem because they don't know what they need, or they don't understand how they can raise the funds they need, or they don't go and solve their problem. And when you solve their problem, you anticipate their needs, you become part of their team. You don't need to be paranoid because they're not going to leave you. Mm-hmm. Nope. They're not leaving you. If you're solving their problems, you're treating them with respect, like the human being that they are. You're being respectful of their time, their budget constraints, and their needs. They are not leaving you.
Yep.
And if they do leave you, and if they're only there because they can get it on Alibaba for $1.79 less.
Yep. And it's okay to say no to jobs. One of the things that you said there was their budget. That's so important to get out of your client, what their budget is, and explain why. I know some people are fearful to ask that question because they think, well, if I say, if I ask them their budget, they think that I'm going to run right up to that budget. If they say I need something that's $15, that I'm going to charge them $14.97. No, a lot of it is, here's what the budget is. Let's see what we can do with that. And here's your options. So that's why you ask.
Well, let's mention something else about budget right now. Market volatility, inflation. It's crazy out there. It's nuts. Shipping is out of control.
Mm-hmm.
Right now in the promo industry, and just like you do with apparel, sometimes you have to go and buy that one piece because you screwed up and you got to get another piece and you got to pay shipping for it. Shipping's more. But right now, when you're selling promo, you have to look at their budget in terms of what's the cost to set it up, Is there an artwork fee? Do they even have the artwork? Because if you're not charging for artwork, then you might as well just stop, because that's money you're leaving on the table. If you're not charging for your time, you're not charging for your designs and your own intellectual property, then you're not valuing yourself, you're not valuing your business, you're not doing it right. But anyway, you have to think about the costs, all of the costs. It's not just, I have a $15 budget, so I'm going to sell a $14.97 piece. No, you're not. You're going to sell a $10 piece. Then there's going to be some setup involved. There might be some artwork involved. There's going to be sales tax involved, because a lot of these people are paying sales tax. And you need to consider that when you're selling anything, is that if they're going to have to pay tax, it needs to be part of their total budget. And then shipping. So if it's a $15 item right now, there's tons of things that I'm just automatically taking $1 off of my budget, because I'm mentally keeping back $1 per piece just to get it somewhere, which is insane. But you have to think about it in terms of that. And so when you're considering that for your client, then they're not leaving you.
Yeah, because especially
and so I don't mind teaching you. I don't mind teaching you about this, because once I have my clients, I like to say my clients don't leave me. Well, they don't very often, but that's because I'm solving their problems.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that that we talked about with shipping. What was it? Was it the bags that you got, where it was almost as much for shipping as it was for the bags? When it came down to it, wasn't it?
They were polypropylene grocery totes. Sold 1,000 of them. And I had to bend myself over backwards trying to figure out what I was going to do about shipping, because the supplier wanted to it was 1,000. It was 10 cases of 100. They wanted $542 or something like that to ship them from Florida to Indiana. I had words, and they weren't polite words. And so I had to go to my own UPS account, and then I, priced it out using my own UPS account. And, I was able to save about $200 off of that. But manufacturers all over the place are trying to make up their margins, because they're bleeding money. They're bleeding money, and they can only upcharge, or inflation can only take care of so much of that. Because if you would look at the shipping industry and what COVID did to it, and carton prices, and the shipping container prices, they might have paid pre-COVID, they might have paid $4,000 for a 30-foot cargo container to come across on a boat, and now it's like $21,000. But they're still selling the tea. They might have marked it up 10, 20, 30 cents, thinking about, some of the popular Jersey teas, or Port and Company, or the Bellas have gone up about 50 cents. They're not making that up for that container. They're bleeding money. So they're sneaking it in ways. And am I happy about it? No, but that's why you have to consider all of the costs involved with the job.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm talking a lot. Am I talking a lot?
No, we're talking. I think people are listening. I think see, even Don said great tips, great tips here. That's the thing. I think, as if we have correct where's Jerry? Jerry said, do we contact Todd to learn more? Well, we do have an email set up, right? You have sales at Lucky Dog Promo, right? And that what you have set up for it. So I'm going to post
sales at luckydogpromo.com.
Yep, I'm going to type that into the comments.
That goes right to my man, Todd.
Woohoo! And we're here to help any way we can.
Or you can hit me. You can hit info at Lucky Dog Promo. That goes to me. You can hit Jennifer at Lucky Dog Promo. That goes to me. But both of us are here to help you navigate this. And I get it. I've been doing this a while, so it takes... It sounds easy. Sometimes people are like, it sounds so easy. Well, and it is, but you can train a monkey to do it in time.
it does take time. And that's what we're here to help with. Like one of the goals that we're going to have is those monthly specials of here's things that we think would be great for you to be able to push. Right now school starts in a lot of places on Monday. So, if you're doing something for fall school, it needs to be in there, now. We need to start thinking about those holiday gifts, and not so much, for the customer, but what they are giving to their clients.
That
There's
brings
a
up
lot
something
of stuff.
else.
What'd you think of?
Holiday gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Holiday gifts. If you want holiday gifts from the promo industry, an average turnaround post-COVID in the promo industry is roughly 10 working days from sign off of artwork and receipt of product. So 10 business days from the time all approvals, everything's ready to go from their end. And then you've got whatever shipping time. Is it coming ground? Where's it coming from? When you start getting into September, it starts tightening up big time. If you haven't ordered something from the promo industry for holiday by the time the week before Thanksgiving, you're done. You're done. You're not getting it.
And that's
and nobody's doing rushes. Nobody, since COVID, there are no rushes. Rushes don't exist. Don't ask for them. If you call and you try to talk to your rep that you've known for years and you're like, Todd, don't you love me today? I really need this. And Todd just laughs and laughs and laughs. Not our Todd. Todd doesn't do that. He bends.
I do. I do.
But yeah, if you haven't gotten this stuff, if you haven't figured it out and you haven't got it in your plan and you want it to arrive, and when I say the week before Thanksgiving, that means that it's sliding in at the last possible moment. It's not arriving in time for them to wrap it. It's just arriving. So you need to be thinking about selling things. If you're adding them to holiday stores, you need to be thinking about some of these bigger things if you want to consider them. You need to be thinking about them in September and October at the latest.
Yep.
You need to give time. The industry needs time. More than people tend to want to give you, but we're not Amazon. Yep. And I'm not going to compete with Amazon.
Is setting those expectations from the get-go. Hey, what are we looking at time-wise? What are you looking at budget-wise? These are all things we need to know. So, one, we can not disappoint our client because they, decided to wait till the last minute of their stuff. We got to say, hey, this is how it is. This is what we need to set up for. This is why. And the more educated the customer is, guess what happens? It makes your job a lot easier. And that's where we're helping you learn as much as you can. And we're here to answer as many questions as you can. So that way you're not, stuck there with it. If you don't know.
I mean, hopefully, we're talking to people who know deadlines. They're, we all understand deadlines. But in the promo industry, you've got to give more time than what we typically do for our small business clients who we can order and get DTF transfers. We can get them in 3 or 4 days, and then we have a few days to press it. And so, it might be a week and a half total getting something in and out the door design wise and everything. It doesn't work like that. So make sure if you're going to sell something, you're going to talk to some of your people that, you work with on a regular basis. It's got to be planned. There's got to be a plan, which again goes back to understand your clients, anticipate their needs. If you know already that your PTA always does a Christmas promo, they always sell something before Christmas to get, before. And again, you got to plan that in because those kids are out of school by the 20th usually. Look at whatever that Friday is. That's when they're out of school. You're going to have it a week before that. So think about what you want them to sell. Pitch it to them. Solve the problem. That way they don't have to think about it.
Yep. And that's one of the things that we're going to help you do is give you the ideas, here's stuff for this. We're going to try to put together stuff, here's stuff for schools, here's stuff for shelters, here's stuff for weddings, here's stuff for corporate. We're going to try every month to come up with stuff for you to give you ideas, give you pricing all in. So, here, this is what it is. Your cost is going to be, and that way you can just turn on, do your markup on it and sell it that way. And yes, there you got it.
I got the cool thing. It's called, there was a little decal in there. It's called a focus flag. And the product that they had at the show, we were talking about the young guy who had just tooled this. It was brand new. This is a thing. It's got a sticky. I'm totally backwards. I can't do this webcam, but it's sticky. So you peel this off and you stick it on the back of your monitor. And the focus flag, when the focus flag is up, this is one of the things that they're like, they had this at the keynote hottest product thing. Mm-hmm. And I get it. But because this is customizable and this flag is customizable on both sides. So when you don't want to be interrupted, like we're doing, like if my dog was here, of course, my dog wouldn't, pay attention to my focus flag, but my husband might. But you stick this on the back of your monitor. And when you want to be focused on your task, or you're in a class, or you're in a meeting or whatever, you put your flag up. So they customize this, but the beautiful thing is that we can't say on air what it said on the back side.
It was great. It was great.
It was great. So you can put anything on these. Mm-hmm. So again, schools, corporations, people that are working from home, this is a great little thing, because work from home is big now. And if you're doing anybody that's corporate, I don't remember what the minimum was on this, but it wasn't bad. And considering how green this guy was, as I said, I only need 24. He'd probably say, okay.
Yeah.
But they customize it here. They customize the flag. He's in product development to have more than one flag. So this was a cool little thing, focus flag. I was kind of excited about it. And I know who I'm going to sell that to.
Well, one of the big things that we saw from a lot of people was the whole kitting of things,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where we are able to help you with that too. So you can create the whole client kit of everything that they need, because, you said, that was what a lot of, the speakers were talking about. A lot of education was on that. So tell us more, for those that don't know what kitting is, tell us more about it.
Before COVID, everything changed with COVID. We all know everything changed with COVID, but when COVID came around, people were at home, but people still had marketing budgets. So they still needed to sell things. So kitting has always been a thing. Don't get me wrong. Hold on. I got to grab something just because I got to show you. Sorry.
No worries. That's what we're here. This is how we do it here. There's something over there. We're going to go grab it, and we're going to bring it here, and we're going to show it off. That's what we do.
Kitting could be a box. Now think about a swag pack.
Mm-hmm.
Kitting can be a box. It's custom. It's got your logo on it. It's got your client on it. But kitting is also the fulfillment part of it, where there could be a t-shirt, the water bottle, the focus flag, whatever the client is wanting to put in that pack. And what happened with COVID is that they wanted people to still have their products at home. So kitting happened, and then there was fulfillment and distribution, and people would just send you the list, send the kit to these people, and don't touch it. And again, is that something you can do in promo? Can you sell an entire kit of things and never have to touch it? Absolutely. Can you send them the list of the people to send it to? Let's just say you sell Christmas gifts to one of your corporate clients, and they know they want this, this, and this in it, and they want it in a special box, and they don't want to have to mail it. They don't want to have to deal with it. They give you the client list. This is how much you get to spend. You make the kit, you sell it, you ship it, and all you do is make the money. You don't even touch any part of it. But this is also kitting.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bag. It's actually a kind of like a big giant Ziploc bag, but it was customizable.
Mm-hmm.
And when we got it, it had sunglasses. It had like a koozie. It had some lip balm. It had, I don't know. It had a bunch of stuff in it. Mm-hmm. But then, they just carry it away. Oh, you doing anything for Halloween this year, Todd? You want to sell some trick-or-treat bags? Do you not want to have to press those babies? I got you.
See? See, all kinds of stuff. That's the thing is the ideas are unlimited. The possibilities are unlimited. A lot of times you'll see something and it may not be that use it's that it was meant for, but it'll fit somewhere else. And there's just so much that can happen with it, and that's where promo we can definitely help you out with this. Ooh, yes, the can of sand.
This is called a memory can. Now there was a kind of high, it was a high piece count on this, but if you had something that you could buy 1,000 of these and you had a way to, I don't know, it was just cool. But it's an empty can.
Mm-hmm.
Great for schools. You put the little, some of a mask, an eraser, or universities. They can roll up a t-shirt and stick it in there. Their freshman orientation, they can have their lanyard and, their credential badge to get in there. These were cool. They're cool. Some things are just cool and you get excited about them. Will you ever sell it? Probably not. But is it cool? Yeah. Which is the danger in promo, is because everything is cool when you're new.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're really careful that you're not walking away with a wagon full of things like somebody I know.
There's 2 people using that wagon, so it was acceptable, and I didn't have to carry a bag, so it was fine. I didn't bring home.
We actually got a great piece that Todd convinced me to bring home, because we still need to sell that crawfish koozie to somebody is having a crawfish boil or a lobster bake or whatever. We got crab mallets.
We did. We got crab mallets. We got the
bibs.
The bibs. We got everything. So it's a complete kit now. Between the koozie, the bib, the crushers. There is so much to, and that's where I said, even that, parties, reunions. There is a place for everything where you don't have to touch any of this and just order it through. And this can add a whole nother revenue stream to your business, and you don't have to do anything. I've preached outsourcing for as long as I can remember, because it is such an easy way for you to expand your business without having to do a bunch of work. And this is just another arm of it.
The funny thing is that in promo, there are people that only 100% outsource.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even, I talked to a lady for quite a while the day before you guys came, but she was like, you actually do things in your own shop? And I'm like, yeah. Because, for example, she does complete outsourcing. So can she offer to her good corporate clients? Sometimes they just want that 24-piece minimum t-shirt order because it's a special event and they just need it for their staff.
Mm-hmm.
She can't sell that because she has no way to produce them. And she's like, I'm not touching the order unless it's more than 48. 48 is like her bare bones minimum. Usually it's 144. And so we had this big, long conversation about why I did small run production in my shop. Plus COVID forced you because you didn't want to wait 10 to 15 days for 24 pieces. Mm-hmm. But we had this. But when you think about it the other way, you're the person that's doing all the work for the whatever jobs that you're doing. You could not be touching any of this. Is it all possible in the world of promo? Mm-hmm. It sure is. You could really decide that you only want to take the cream of the crop of the production jobs, dive down into your customers, and then outsource the rest of it. Mm-hmm. And are we here to help you learn how to do that? Are we here to help you pass it along? Yeah, if that's what you want to do.
And I'm not sure if Dawn maybe missed this earlier, but her problem with outsourcing is she's needed the sample before ordering, or before ordering the 50. A lot of places you can get a sample beforehand. Right. And mm-hmm. so you're able to do that and still outsource it.
Actually, there is not a promo company that I have ever run across that will not give you some of them, if it's a really high dollar thing, you'll pay their bottom, their lowest cost, their wholesale cost for that. But if it's, I say, an item that's under a retail value of $15, if there's not one company out there that won't send it to you for free.
Yeah, and that's what we can help you with. Hey, I'm looking for these. Can I get a sample? All right, let's see what we can do. Yeah, that's where hey, we can do we can do what we got to do to be able to do that. Yeah, and right there, that's what it comes down to. You just have to ask. That's what you have to do is ask and see what you can get, because a lot of it, you might be able to. And for those that aren't, currently doing promo, yeah, we are happy to help you. And like I said, one of the ways that we're going to do that is kind of come up with those programs of here's what you can do. We're going to do our best to give you as much education monthly on the promo side of things, so that way you can get into this and learn a lot more, because I think there's so much opportunity in this for you to expand your business that it just I can't wait to expand mine. And because I haven't really done much of it. I was scared. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was losing money on it, and I knew it wasn't the right thing for me to do at the right time with the right way I was doing it. So you just have to find somebody, and that's what we're shooting for now, is to put that master, because she is master. You are a master ASI member, so we will put that master to good use, and we'll get some.
Actually,
awesome.
I think.
What'd you find
here
out?
it is. Here it is. Here it is. It's my pin. And
See?
actually, we can get you enameled pins. We can get you colored pins. We can
challenge coins. Saw a lot
challenge.
of those.
Ooh, I have a challenge coin to show you.
There's like the possibilities are endless, and that's the great thing with promo is you can offer these high end things. You can offer the cheap things. You can offer all that without having to touch it, and that's the big key, is not having to touch it.
Did this. It's a local golf scramble for a fallen conservation officer. I did everything for the golf outing. I did towels and teas and cups and koozies and oh my God, I can't even remember all the things I did. But one of the things is that benefits a local scholarship for kids who are interested in conservation. It gives them $1,000 a year for 4 years. But they give these to their scholarship recipients, and I was able to. This photo was a photo of a photo. That's all she had. It was his conservation officer photo, like when you're in the military, you get pushed up. But they took it. All she had was the photo of the photo. It's his end of watch challenge coin. This one was a big thing for me. And Brian helped me out with the embroidery of the polos and some of the stuff for the people that worked. But it's clients like this is why I like this market, is because I got to help with this. I got to sponsor this event. Conservation is important to me. This is somebody from I remember when he passed away, he fell through the ice, helping an older gentleman who had fallen through the ice, and they both drowned. But this poor woman lost her husband, and she saw this and she cried. And it was very meaningful for me to provide that for them. So, yeah, I got all misty. But, yeah.
But that means you're doing a good job, right? You're doing a good job. You love your job. Challenge coins.
We can do poker chips. Poker chips. I did poker chips. Golf tees. Man, I did a bunch of stuff for that golf.
And that's the thing, it all starts with one thing. It's all it takes is one. And then everything just grows from there. It just snowballs.
Oh, I did the whole signs. I know some of you guys do signs. You don't have to do them in your shop. You can outsource those too. Ask Todd. I know there's things he outsources, and I know that you can do them in your shop.
There's plenty of things, because a lot of it comes down to time. If I can do it, great. But if there's a timeline and I've got other stuff going on, hey, I'm a big proponent of outsourcing. I've said a lot of times that, hey, if I could do things over, man, some of this equipment I might not have bought, and I would just outsource from the get-go, because I've met great vendors and suppliers throughout the years that have been able to take care of me. And hey, I can still, am I making as much money if I did it in-house? No, but I'm gaining that time back. And that's where I can use to make more money, because
it gives you the time to do the things that are meaningful to you.
Yep.
And if you're making the money, if you're making the money somehow, and that means that you get Friday evening to spend with your family, and you can just knock off at 3:00 and say, I'm going home. That's why we do it, man.
Which, fun fact, don't tell me you're having a bad day at 2, and because I'll just be like, yeah, just go home. It's your business. Go home. Go home and have a margarita on the porch because it's your business. The work will be there tomorrow. I have been known to tell people that. Just take it off and go on there.
Yeah. And I have been known to take the advice.
It works.
Might not have been a margarita. It might have been something else, but it
works. And see,
have I been a little tipsy on the volley before?
It happens. But see, they're Don interested in the poker chips. Just email us. Super simple. Sales over at Lucky Dog Promo. We are able to fit all those needs, and that's why I said we're going to put together, some ideas. Here's the idea. Here's the minimum on it. Here's your all-in delivered cost, and then here's what you retail it for. So that way you can see what you can make money at. We're going to do our best to help you with that. There, poker chips. There it is.
Actually, this is a really nice poker chip. I mean, it's. I don't know. I'm sure it's made out of plastic, but it feels like a poker chip. It's not one of those cheapy plastic jobs.
It's the clay ones, I bet, because the clay ones have the weight to it.
Yeah, that might be.
Yeah. All right, Jen, I think I've kept you long enough. We went over this.
Did we answer all the questions?
I think we did. I think we got in here. Unless anybody else has any other questions. Yeah, clay. That's what it is. Yes. Yeah. So if anybody has any questions, get them in here now while we still have Jen. Like I said, our goal here is we're going to start, giving you ideas of products that you're able to sell. We're going to start with the super easy stuff, the school stuff, because most everybody has a school that they've done something for, or a club in the school or something with that. So here's some add-ons that you can use. And we're going to give you that price, that all-in cost of what it is delivered to you. So you don't really have to think too much about it. Here's what the cost is. And then from there, here's what we would suggest retailing it for. And then if you're using it as a fundraising, here's what the school should sell it for. So you can see that everybody's making money. You can present that as, here's our cost to you. Here's what you can sell it as. Here's how you make money. Because the more that you can get it out there, the more confident you're going to feel, the more jobs that are going to come in. So it's super, super exciting. I want to see everybody grow. I think everybody, what's a good goal, do you think, of percentage of your business that you could add on just doing promo? If you're already doing sales and that, I think you could easily take whatever revenue you're doing and add 25 to 35% easily just doing promo and never have to touch it.
And not even sweating.
Yeah.
Not even sweating. If is it possible to double your business?
Yeah.
Is it possible to write your own paycheck on this?
Mm-hmm.
It depends on how much you want to hoof it out there, but is it possible to scale the business that you have now that's production, if you can find the right person to bring in to help you scale it and to do the follow-up, the customer service and the sales part of it? If you have an established client base, could you scale your business in this way? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like I said, the pie is so big. It's so big out there. I mean, and which brings me to another thing, and let's just say Todd and I are going to throw out some heavy hitters, sure thing promo things in the next, we're going to start rolling these out and, making them available to you. That doesn't mean that if you have an idea or you have somebody that you're talking to and you don't know where you think that you can provide this promo for them, reach out and ask, because can we literally put a logo on anything? We can literally put a logo on anything. So if we haven't put it out there and you've got something that's coming up and we can make it happen, then let us make it happen for you.
Yep.
You don't have to do the heavy mental lifting on this stuff.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that people spend the most time anymore is sourcing, because that's even when I was looking at koozies and going through with Jen, I'm like, here's where it is. And I was like, all I need is what are we looking at as far as who do we go to? Because with having, 500 different ones to go through, and then you're okay, which one is this price, and when is shipping on this one, and what does this one have for art fees, and what's the location? It was super overwhelming, and that's what we don't want. We want to make it simple for you. Here's the koozie. It has 3 locations of print. It's $1.50 to you. Delivered. Done. Now it's $1.50 to you. What do you want to sell it for? I don't care. That's up to you. You want to sell it for $1.55 and make a nickel? Okay. You want to sell it for $3 and double your minute? That's fine too. It's going to be completely up to you. We can give you a gauge on what to mark stuff up at, but you're able to take that and then dip your toes into it. And you got to think, there's nothing that's costing you to do this, right? We're not saying you need to pay, $20 a month, $100 a month, $5. No, here, we're going to give these to you and be like, we want to be able to help you out. So go ahead and do this. Here's the flyer for it. Put this. You want to put a logo on it? Great. Send it to your customers. What can we do for you? I will say that the first, let's see. I'm going to look at the number, but I think I can say, I think I could pull this off and make it work where we got to come up with something good for the first one that can get us our Krabby koozies. We got it. Those need to be sold this year, and we'll come up with something for the first one to sell it. We'll give you a smoking.
Somebody's having a lobster boil. Somebody is doing it. They're out there all the time because you can go to the party store and you can buy the stuff.
Yep. And you can be, that's another good thing there. The party store. You can be the party store. You can get all of that stuff with their information on it,
Especially if you're doing the private party retail business. Mm-hmm. There is nothing that we can't accomplish with promo that's more than likely way less than what they're going to go buy it at the store. Solve the problem for the mother of the bride. Solve the problem.
That makes me think of somebody else that is really good to get in with. Any of those, especially smaller caterers that don't have an idea of what they can do. Here, we can put on a crab boil. Hey, did you know we can add this package on too, where we're going to include
charcuterie boards? You're
going to put all of that on there for it. You're able to do so much with this, and you're able to. So now, not only are you growing your business, but then you're also helping another business grow their business. So it's a win all the way around, and that's why I love for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's this? Oh, what's Patty having here for the crab koozie? Beach trips, crab oil, fish and chip stands. I thought they were clever. Absolutely. And like I said, we'll get those. Are definitely going to be. We'll create the flyer for those to put it out here to get your all-in
if
cost.
Somebody orders those, I am saying that Todd will wear the bib.
I will wear the bib.
Todd wear the bib.
I will wear the bib. I have no problem wearing the bib. In fact, if you get because I know the other thing that they had, I think they had the foam fingers that were the crab hands too.
Yeah, they had those.
I might have to get some of those, and I'll be. And they had the foam. So like any of that stuff, the foam hats, any of that stuff. It's just it's endless on this. So we could go on and on all night. We're gonna do this, probably once a quarter. Talk promo and what we have. We're gonna do. Something at least weekly in the group of a promo special things in there, because I really want to help you guys be able to grow your business, and I think this is the easiest way for you to do it with zero cost out of pocket. I mean, you're talking, hey, do you want to go on that family trip next year? Sell some promo.
You can make the money to do that.
For it, there's so many things we want to be able to set these goals for you and show you how you can accomplish it without doing it. And there's no scam. I mean, it's legit. This is how it works. You buy, you're selling to a client. There's nothing there. It happens every day, and we want to be able to offer that to you. So Jen, I thank you for coming on here.
I'm sorry I talk so much.
Do you have any questions for anybody else? What's one thing that somebody should do to start their promo journey tomorrow?
Call your favorite client, the one that you've been doing things for forever, and you all have them, your favorite client. Call your favorite client and say, what can I do for you? That's all you have to do. You just have to reach out. Or the other thing that you can do is you call your favorite client and you say, I'm working on scaling my business. Is there somebody that you can give my business card to, that you're willing to give my business card to, that I can help them the way that I help you? You ask for it in a personal way. You're not sending them an email. You're calling them. You're going to say, Todd, I've been working with you for years now. and you know that we've had a great relationship, surely there's somebody that you know in your market who I can help in the same way I'm helping you. And my guess is that Todd can say, yeah, I do. And I am willing to do that for you because I respect you that much.
Yep. You got to ask. That's the biggest thing is you got to ask. It call on the phone. And I know some people are scared to call on phones, but you're gonna have to. It's
Or
going
don't
to
call. Show up.
Yeah.
Take them a bagel.
Well,
Buy them their favorite coffee.
yeah. Well,
Give them
remember
some Mo's.
the one booth that we saw that had the customizable shoes, remember? And I said, I want to get those for self promo with my stuff on it and send it to my clients and say, hey, I just want to get my foot in the door. Let's do business. Things like that.
That's
where you're
called kidding. That's part of kidding.
Yep. And that's the thing is you can do
you put that in a custom shoebox, a fat dad shoebox. I just want to get my foot in the door.
Yeah. And there's things like that you can do. And even if you make the Facebook post, hey, I am looking to expand my business and I want to help you, expand yours. I want to be, put stuff out there. That's what you got to do. And like I said, that's where we're going to do our best to create the flyers for you to do all that. So that way you can put that stuff out there and become very successful at it, because I believe each and every one of you have it in you to do it. You just have to do it. And that's the big key is you just have to do it. Step one, do it, right?
Delegate, delegate, delegate. People talk about it. The way to succeed in promo is to get comfortable with delegation.
That's what is Don got here? Okay, just today my client called and I told him what I wanted him to pay, and he laughed and said I would have paid more. That's the thing. You got to value yourself of what it is. And sometimes that's not always a bad thing. There's times where I've sold stuff where I'm good with the pricing on it. I'm good with everything is on it. And when somebody says, I'm like, well, maybe I should have charged more, but this is why I'm at this. It covers it there. And I always tell them, hey, if you want to pay that, I'm not going to complain about a tip, but you could always just save that extra payment for the next job, and they go from there. It's great. I love getting those. So we're going to get out of here today. Tomorrow morning, we'll be back in Morning Mindset. Then I'll be Thursday. I've got DTF bundle drop, which we're doing back to school. And then Friday for Morning Mindset. Look for us next week where we're going to have stuff posted in the group for promo items. And until next time, I still have yet to come up with a sign off. I think I'm going with Peace, Love, Press On. I bought that domain and I got a shirt design for it. Peace, Love, Press On. And I think I've got it. I think that's what
That's great. I love that.
It's got the little peace sign, the little heart, and then it's got a heat press, so then it'll be the shirt, and there's that. And so, of course, that was the middle of the night project.
Can I give you some promo for that?
Yeah, that was, of course.
I could totally Peace, Love, Press On. There's so much.
And I totally bought the domain. That's what it was. First thing. Bought the domain. I went to see the domain available. Okay, I bought it. And now it forwards to my site, and we'll get to it. So we will see you guys.
Out on me.
It just happened.
Come up with a whole thing for that. That's awesome.
It just happened. All right, we will see you guys next time. Until then, peace, love, press on. I got to hit the end button. There it goes.